Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Raw Energetics, raw-energetics.com. Check me out. It's your boy David Thompson. I haven't been here making videos for you guys, so I am back. Trying to do you a nice one right here. I just want to go into like wherever my mind takes me at this moment. When I started with YouTube, I was in a place. I was in like I was finding more about spirituality, or the word that we call spirituality. So at that time, I was going to the spiritual church. That's what it was called. It was like a spiritualist church, and they taught a lot about how to be a psychic, how to be a medium, and how to heal. And they got into energy working a little bit, and anything else that was like supernatural or paranormal popped up every once in a while, you know. But besides that, they said that they was open, but they had a lot of dogma too, you know. But that's where I started, and it was weird how I found them. But when I came into all of this, starting this search for knowledge, I was very ungrounded. You know, I was in a depression state, but I knew all I wanted to do was get my mind to a place that I was better. I was just trying to be better. I knew that I can just work my way towards being a new me, being a new David Thompson, just like everybody wants to be a new them. And I knew it was possible. So I wanted to meditate, because I was thinking meditation, it has to be the best way. Like, and I would always see like things on TV that they would talk about meditation and what it can do to the body, what it can do to the mind, what it can do for the spirit, now that I'm knowing and learning. But when you get into this, there's a lot of information out there. This is the world. This is existence, not just this planet. And people take words and blow them out of context. People take ideologies and think they're the truth, and they revolve their whole world around that. And it stops them from growing, being the people that they could be, you know. Lucid dream and out-of-body experiences, that was like my fascination for a while. Like every night I would try to come out of my body. I would try to lucid dream or astral project, whatever I can get my hands on, whatever was going down at that moment, I was trying to do it. And as you guys know, I accomplished that. Here and there, I'll break through, I'll have a lucid dream, I'll have an out-of-body experience randomly, I'll have an astral projection with a lucid dream. And that was just my mindset at the time. Like, I didn't have no job at the time, so I didn't have nothing like clogging my mind. That was my focus, period. And that's some good advice for the guys out there, the ladies out there that are trying to have an out-of-body experience, or trying to have a lucid dream, or any of the above. You have to focus on that completely. Like, even if you're at work, even if you're doing something else, you want to focus in on that. Think about it all the time. Look on ways how you can do it better. Read on ways how you can do it. And don't ever hold anybody else's opinion to be the golden rule, because it's not. Plain and simple, it's not. I don't care how long they've been doing it, how long other people have been doing it, and how long that method been around. That doesn't mean that it's the only method, and that doesn't mean for sure that it's going to work for you. But yeah, I started off there, and during that time I was meditating and having a whole bunch of experiences that I had no idea what they was, because like I was saying, I was just getting into the spiritual part of my life, and I was going off of other people's words, which was like way off. Like they had a black and white kind of mindset. It's either this or it's either that. So let me get into some of these experiences. I was having meditations that I would just see these beings. Let's just put it out there like that. I was seeing just these beings. And one time I went to this meditation group, and they told me that this being was this guy that they knew. I was like, I don't know how they took such a leap to make this being that looked completely unhuman to be like their pal that just passed. And that's how I happened to be there, because I was guided there because of this guy that just passed. Take note as I keep on talking, because a lot of new age people do this. They're on that whole loopy thing. It's like they're not grounded at all. They just throw a line out there, and whatever they catch, they'll tell you it's a bass. It doesn't matter if it's 1 inch. So I was having like visions or experiences in deep meditation with like entities that was, I don't know, they just looked weird, you know what I mean? Like we would probably call it an alien from what we see on movies, but that doesn't mean that's what it was. And it was consistent. It wasn't like I was searching, it was just consistent. It would just pop up. And then it was like a female version of that. Then there was other things. Then I would see I was in a bad place. Like I said, when I started this, I was depressed. So I would see like this demon, like from time to time. When I was meditating with the lights off, I would feel like, alright, there's something here. Maybe it was something, who knows what it was, but I was giving off like I was trying to meditate. Then every time I closed my eyes, because I already was meditating for a while and I was deep, I would see this horned demon, this huge, massive, strong demon that was like with these big horns, and he would just come over my head and act like he was gonna strike me. Then I open up my eyes, then he would just do it from the front, try to hit me, and I open up my eyes. I was like, what the hell? I thought I was just tripping, but I was like in deep meditation, and I just had this like strong vibe in my room, so it was kind of disturbing. And like especially with things like, let me touch on that for a little bit. Like things like that, like people always talk about houses being possessed, or people getting their bodies possessed and things like that. I'm not gonna say that that's not real, but it's not how people say it is. Like, yeah, I guess the energy of somebody deceased can linger, but you gotta also recognize that it's not that person. It's the ego that's left around, because the ego generates its own kind of energy, because in actuality, it's not their true self. So the true self is pure. It goes to wherever it's going, you know? And the ego, which we manifest here, the personality stays. It could stay. It's optional, you know? And it'll be around, especially if you're seeing the person's name or the entity's name or whatever. It could be around, and you'll feel it with the vibes, the hair sticking up or whatever. So when it comes to actual possession and like poltergeist, like possession could not take place. What does take place is that our vibration tunes close to this entity that is so-called possessing you, and you're channeling their emotions or their actions. See, so it's not like they're inside of your body. That's not like, nah. Because then you would have to break it down technically. Like you would have to, that would have to fit into the vibration of not just your current being, but your physical structure. Now think about that. Like think about that. Like get that all complex in your brain, break it apart, and think about it really. Like your organs have a vibration. Every single organ, the cells have a vibration. Then it all comes out to a big vibration, which you are. You know, that's why you see all the layers and all the emotions that you go through all come together to fit into one vibration. So you say that the entity, which is, I mean, it could be possible that an entity could form itself to your exact vibration and just slide in your vehicle and take you for a ride. Nah, I don't think so. Your vehicle is fitted just for you, just for you. Like, it would take some like really immense concentrated work to do that. But being multi-dimensional, which we are, that's why we daydream so much and forget stuff and not think about what we're doing at the current second, bumping into stuff when we're walking, what we should have obviously seen, but we're in the astral, in our head. Like we can tune ourselves to a spirit. See, because it's a lot easier to try to tune yourself to a physical structure that's probably in a lower, denser vibration to you than you, instead of just tuning yourself to a different vibration, maybe not higher, maybe not lower, just to the side. You get me? Because when people always think of vibrations, they always think higher and lower. Nah, come on, it's not A and B. This is not a linear thing. It's not a black and white thing. Nah, you got to think it's like a 1, 2, x 5, 0.9, and like a A, B, C, 8 green. Like this unlimited tones of vibration. If you're thinking about numbers, it could be any kind of number combination in existence which vibrations fit into, you know. So don't believe that. Like when it comes to like negative entities, like you are almighty, you have total control over your physical vessel. So don't be afraid, because when you start to be afraid, you generate that energy and you manifest more to be afraid of, and a lot faster, because that energy is already present from that other entity, or from just your mind creating entities on the astral that are probably not even in your room, but you're just creating in the astral, which is giving you the physical experience. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. So when you're doing spiritual things, be completely confident in what you're doing. And when you call things or people, your parents or your relatives, send their ass away after you're done. everybody that's just trying to search for an idea of where to go from here, my suggestion is to read. Like, read. You can listen to people speak. Like, there's scholars that speak on the internet, on YouTube, or you can look on Facebook and fall into like a nice social club and learn a lot of good information. And never trust one source, because as you've seen with religions, like, somebody always puts their hands in it, and they want to put a piece of them on top of the creation. You know, just to top it off, to make it look nice. So don't buy into somebody else's ideas, because by the time you hear it, it's a whole different story, and it probably ain't got no more truth than a piece of paper on the floor that got a couple of scribbles on it, you know. And if you're religious, you're deeply religious, that's cool. But don't listen to some guy sit up and tell you what's in the book. Once you read it from cover to cover, every single page, then don't stop there. Go get as much information that you can get on that religion. Like, if you're a Christian, don't just read like any Bible that somebody gives you. Read that. Whatever you got, read that. Then look up some of the first Bibles that was ever published. You could find them. You may have a tough time, but you could find them. Like, there's so many books to the Bible, but people only use one. And there's a lot of ancient information on anything you can imagine in there. And don't ever think that you could find the answers to life in a book. It's not gonna happen. Not written by man. So don't ever lock in and say, I got it. Because nobody does. Not here. I don't care if you come from a different planet, you still can't say you got it. Because if you ain't dead, you ain't got it. if you still breathing, you ain't got it. Like, if you kin to source, then maybe you know a little bit more. But if you ain't source, you ain't got it. Because you can't, like, you don't. When it comes to that aspect, nobody can explain that. You can't even put that into words. I had experiences that I can't put into words. And I'm sure it wasn't even that great of an experience when it comes to the whole aspect of existence. So if I feel that way about having an out-of-body experience, that I just went to a space that where I could hear, I could see. And what I could see, I could taste. And I knew exactly where everything is, and everything was smushed together, and it was a whole bunch of entities everywhere. And it didn't matter who was talking, you knew exactly where it was coming from. It was all separate, but it was all one at the same time. And I was separate, but I was intertwined with everything. It was just bananas. So everything that you hear, experience it firsthand. If you read it in a book, that's fine. That's fine. But let yourself know that that is not the end. And you shouldn't even trust it until you can see it be improved by yourself. Not even by a friend. Because he may not even know what he's truly doing. Because there's a lot of people that say that they have astral projections, out-of-body experiences, when they're just having a dream, like, or, you know, they're just having a vivid dream. Because I hear people say it sometimes because they get caught up in a conversation, and I'll be saying something about one of my experiences, then they'll talk about, a normal dream that they had no conscious awareness. It wasn't even lucid, and somehow it's an out-of-body experience. Or sometimes I close my eyes and, oh yeah, I'm out of my body. Like, you know, people take leaps. Like, how'd you get from here to there? So experience things firsthand for yourself. In being, I feel like, it's my opinion, you know, being a human being, that we should learn how to deal with as many human beings as we can. As many personalities that we can, you know, because the more that we can deal with our own emotions and other people's emotions, the more successful that you will be in living. And when I say success, I'm not talking about cash. That's something totally different. That's being successful in a system, in the economic system. If you want to be successful in an economic system, you do different things. But to be successful in being a human being, you should be able to adapt to any circumstances and be completely comfortable with those circumstances. And also, being a human being, I think that you should learn about the human body, you know, because the more you know about the human body and the things that should go in it, like what kind of vitamins and minerals you should be taking, and I mean, and nutrients and that you should be taking to make your body operate at a certain level. Like, if you're not getting the sleep that you want, or you feel groggy, or you feel like your brain's clouded, or you just wake up with no energy, or you have headaches, or your stomach hurts, you feel acid reflux, things like this, you should be able to take care of it at home. You should be able to work your way to getting out of any kind of situation like that. Because all you have to do is know the body, right? And I always think that we should look more into the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the thymus, you know, like all of our organs. Like, you gotta take care of them. Like, that would make you go to a different level of consciousness, a different level of understanding. And while I'm on that, I want to touch on some things. I see like a lot of like these, let's get back to these new age guys. It's like, please, I'm trying to I don't want to put it like this, but I'm serious. What I'm saying is, it's like these guys are on like a different planet. Like, I feel like they feel like they're a different breed, you know? Like, which, okay, cool. In your own mind, that's, I guess, it's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with trying to make yourself feel like you're better than, like, or you're more, that you're important. Let's put it like that. But I run into these so-called spiritualists, and they feel like they're better than people. They feel like they're on a higher level of consciousness. This is the word. That they're awake. Like, I'm awake is like, it turned into a whole different thing now. That word is completely different from what it should be. Like, being awake means that you broke out of the matrix completely. And anybody, I'm definitely not there. And I'm sure you won't even be able to meet somebody like that before you die. And if you do, shit, I wish I could have that experience and bless you. Like, seriously. But yeah, they get in this whole mind space thinking, oh, since I know this knowledge, or since I hang out with these people, and since I practice this, like, I'm on a higher level of consciousness than you, and I'm better than you, and I feel sad for, like, you know, like, don't ever fall into that mix. Know that you, even if you are a millionaire watching this video, know that you are no better than some bum, no better than some crackhead. Like, you gotta really know that. Like, truthfully, you're no better than a crackhead. Like, I'm not trying to demean anybody saying that, oh, like, morally you're no better. But as a human being, like, you're no better than a crackhead. You're no better than a bum. You're no better than a murderer. You're no better than a saint. You're no better than the nicest guy, nicest woman that you can ever meet. You're no better than nobody. And you're no less than anybody and anything. Like, everything's across the board. Don't fall into no BS. Don't think that our lives are more valuable than an animal's life, or more valuable than a plant's life. Life is life, plain and simple. You know, because when you start to think like that, that's that ego attacking you. Like, I'm sure you see a lot of people at work. They're always bickering about each other because they got these huge egos, thinking that if you're not doing it this way, then you're wrong. Because if we're not clicking, I don't like you because you don't go with my program. Like, my program's like this, and you say it's wrong, and I know it's right. Like please don't fall into that. You gotta always try to bring yourself down. I mean, not in that term. Please understand me. Don't bring yourself down energetically. But you should always be able to understand anybody. It doesn't matter how you feel about them or their situation. You should be able to understand everybody. They don't have to understand you, but you should be able to understand any and everybody. And that's how I feel it should be at being a human being. Yeah, so my number one thing I can say is read as much as you can, find out as much as you can, and realize that you never got it on any subject. You can say you're really good, you know a little bit, you know a lot, but you can always learn a little bit more. Alright, and guys, check out my page online. I got a lot of things that can help and assist you in either way. Like, I got the Pioneer Elixir, I got a whole bunch of crystals, I got crystal bracelets, I have crystal necklaces like this. This is a fairy quartz or cactus quartz. If it's not on my website, then don't worry about it. Give me a call, ask me, hey, can I get this crystal made up this way? I got you. Crystal elixirs, I'm gonna have to put that on the website. Check me out, hit me up. Do everything that you can to get to your next level, get to a new space in consciousness. Bless you guys. Be focused, be love, be light, be all. See you on the next.